What's up, everybody? It's Goober Studios coming at you from Florida Wild. Yeah, and today I'm going to show you the bird that I am incubating right here from my mobile home. This ambulance has been my home for the past couple of months, and we are now incubating for the first time ever that I've ever done. A wild bird egg is growing in there, and it is about to hatch in a few days. So I wanted to show you the setup, okay? Not the van. You're not here for the van. You're here for the bird. But I'm going to show you what kind of setups you can get for incubating a random bird egg that you find that is fertilized, and what happens when they hatch, what it takes to get a wild bird to hatch. And let's get into it. So here we are. It's a big truck. So I'm just going to show you. It's a little messy because I'm in the transitory period for Mr. Burb over here. So we got the red therapy light, chicken light. It gives heat, uses a lot of wattage. So you can see, very contained environment, very warm, very quiet, very safe. And this here is going to be, we're going to close the doors later, and we're going to help Mr. Burb that's living in the air conditioning unit, because it is the most contained space where I can hang this thing. And here, I'm going to show you. This is going to be where Mr. Burb is going to learn to fly. So it's the perfect safe zone for him to fly. So here it is. It's Mr. Burb. Let me show you the egg. I'm going to pick it up carefully. Bring it to the light. See that? That right there is a wild egg living in an ashtray. Okay, now I'm gonna safely put it back and then explain to you how this thing works. Explain to you how it works. Real simple, real fast. You want to be careful. Now you might be asking, why is it here? This is the safest place that I've determined is the best distance of heat to egg ratio, protected from the elements. Everywhere else, there's cats outside, okay? So it's not good anywhere else to raise this egg. This is the most contained environment, and this is an egg that I found outside of a bird nest. So there's a little birdhouse that we had, and then one day we woke up and there was just an egg placed far away from the nest. We know it didn't fall, because if it fell, it would have cracked, and also was specifically placed, okay? You know it didn't fall down, it was just placed on a railing. So a bird put it there, and I looked up with the help of AI on why that would happen, and it turns out that the Carolina wrens or warrens, I don't know how you pronounce it, they could leave or abandon their eggs if their nest is too full, or they determine that the egg is faulty. So the egg, I don't know how long it was out there. I think it had to be some few hours, because it wasn't there last night, and I found it first thing at around 8 a.m. in the morning. The egg could have been cold. So with the help of AI, it told me to do a DIY test where you take the egg, put it in a bowl of water, lukewarm water, and if the egg sinks, it means it's not dead. If it floats, it's kind of dead. If it hovers or something, it's in between. But this egg sank to the bottom, so it gave me the green light that this egg can be incubated. I've never incubated egg. I don't even know what that meant, okay? But it turns out, all you need, if you have a fertilized egg, all you need is just a stable environment and a heat source that's not too hot, because it'll dry up the fluids in the egg and it will die, but it's just warm enough that it keeps it at 100 degrees, like 99 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or 37 degrees Celsius, basically body temperature, because the birds will sit on the eggs and they will keep the egg warm, and the egg will hatch itself. The baby will grow in the egg. All it needs is just stability and warmth. And I kind of eyeballed that. AI told me to keep it like 20 inches away so that it doesn't overheat it. And then I just kind of felt the heat with my hand. I eyeballed it, and somehow I just knew it was okay by knowing what my body temperature was, and I just ran with it. So I also did a candling test where I put a light in the egg so I can see the insides. And in that test, I was able to see that there was some yellow yolk floating around, which was a good sign. And then I kept it there for about 4 to 5 days before doing that again, because if the temperatures weren't right, the egg would have died by the 5th day, and you'd get what they call a blood ring, which is basically just blood within the shell. When you light a light inside, you'll see like a blood ring, which means it died. So on the 5th day I did it, and instead of a blood ring, I saw like little veins growing within the embryo point. There was like a little tiny dot, and there were like veins growing, which meant that it was alive and it was growing, and which meant that the heat was perfect. And by the way, it's Florida in April, May, so the temperature already was 80 to 90 degrees on its own. That helped a lot. And I have not moved the truck in 10 days. So today's day 10. On the 5th day, I did the test. It was okay. You can see one of the videos I posted. And today's the 10th day where I checked it again. And you can actually see a dark circle. First it was a dot. Now it's like this little like oval shaped thing. Okay. See, that's the power shore powering the light, because it's using up the energy of my generator, and it's not enough. I have an EcoFlow over here, power the computer and all that, but this uses too much power and has to stay on 24/7. So I just plugged it into the wall. Anyways, I checked it on day 10, and the egg is now fully yolked. It's all yellow on the inside, and you can see the place where the embryo is growing, and there's a little bit of veins, not that much veins, but all the egg is now yolk, except the bottom of one side of the egg is kind of like the South Pole. It's just like this little circular thing at the bottom that is white or yolkless. And it turns out that that is the air sac, which is in 4 to 5 days, this bird will be fully grown in the egg, and will begin to peck through, absorb all that yolk, and use that air sac to breathe. And he'll be inside the egg. He or she will be in the egg, hatching for over 24 hours. So they take a while to hatch. They'll be alive, breathing through that air sac. And then over the course of a day or two, they'll be pecking at the shell until it fully breaks, and you're not supposed to disturb the process. You're supposed to let him do his thing. And yeah, so that bird is alive, is going to hatch in about 5 days or 4 days, I don't know. And here's the thing about baby birds. This is what blew my mind. That baby birds, bro, when they don't care what you are, they don't care who you are, the first thing that they see when they hatch, doing a camera check, is they will imprint on that thing that they see and that's feeding them. Because that's the first thing they're going to do, is they're going to want food. They're going to need food every 20 minutes. And the first thing they see, they're going to imprint that this is my parent. And I'm like, whoa, this thing is going to fully trust me and rely on me. And if I can take care of it properly, which I will have a baby bird friend that thinks I'm its parent. It'll be flying around. It was this abandoned egg, but not anymore. And he's going to learn to fly in this ambulance. And then when he's ready, he will join his ancestors out in the trees of Bushnell. Okay? He will fly out into the open. And if you build enough rapport and connection with it, birds form strong bonds and are known to stay in touch with their parents. So this bird, after he leaves the nest, the buell, will return to the buell. Hopefully, we don't know. We'll see. Occasionally to come and hang out and have a little, for 20 days at least, he's going to be living with me before he even is ready enough to fly out into the open. It's going to take him at least 3 weeks to become a pro flyer. So this is going to be a really cool experience. I live in this thing. I'm going to keep him in here, and you're going to get to see this bird with me. Hopefully he grows into a healthy bird and he hatches, and we'll see. This is a very cool documentation science experiment. I've never done this before. I did not know it was this easy. So if you ever find a wild egg, do the water bowl test. If it passes, give it some heat. Learn, I think different birds have different hatching times and necessities. Like if you found a rare eagle egg, picture that. You can have an eagle become your best friend or it thinks you're its parent if you saved an endangered bird. So that's what I'll leave you guys with. This is the Buell bird experience, and I'll keep you guys posted. Stay tuned. You're gonna want to follow this, baby. Peace.